A knower of all things is not an all-knower, and all is not within all. The ignorant discriminate and think, I am the enlightened one in the world, but I am not enlightened, nor do I enlighten others. I think all-knower is an epithet of the Buddha. He's described as all-knowing. But this doesn't mean to say that he knows everything. He knows what there is to know at the most fundamental level. But this doesn't mean to say he knows other languages, or he knows all the sciences, or he's well versed in literature or anything. So being an all-knower is not the same as knowing all things. And all is not within all. So the spiritual understanding of all is not to be found in learning, in acquiring knowledge, because acquiring knowledge is about discrimination. And although Professor Suzuki described the Sagatakam as somewhat chaotic, it seems to me so far that it's actually very consistent. And it's to do with the discriminating mind, the mind that thinks about things, that tries to arrange things and sort things out. It's a mind which the Buddhists exemplify, which is why I've said, and will probably say again, it's very difficult to become enlightened if you're a Buddhist, because you're caught up in all these discriminations, even the discrimination that makes the Buddha the enlightened one in the world. The Buddha is not in the world, and he says he's not enlightened, nor does he enlighten others. And this is great, because this is another discrimination, the one that says enlightenment or not enlightenment. That's why I prefer the phrase enlightenment practitioner. The enlightenment practitioner is neither enlightened nor not enlightened. This is the Bodhisattva. And the Buddha does not enlighten others. How about that? What about all these special transmissions you're supposed to get? These lineages which trace themselves right back to the Buddha, who transmitted this spiritual knowledge, and which you can get through initiations and so on. Well, we can forget all that. Enlightenment is something which either happens or doesn't happen. One person cannot enlighten another. In the previous verse, the Buddha said teaching is an expedient. He was just doing what he could do. It's possible that something at some point might nudge somebody into awakening. So you can give people a poke, and most of the time that will have no effect whatsoever. But it's possible they might wake up. I think there's a more profound way of understanding this. The Buddha is not in the world, and the Buddha does not distinguish others. So it's not a question of enlightening others, because there are no others to be enlightened.